All right. Just 1 second while I test the audio quickly. And then we will get started. Looks like we have a handful of people joining us live. This will be a fun one, I think, and probably a relatively short one. All right. Seems like the sound's working. All right. Hey everyone, Ryan from eBike Escape, and it has been a while since I've done a live unboxing, but I thought it would be interesting to do this one. We have the Lectric XP Lite recently announced. Really excited to get this review out. We recently did our review on the Lectric X Premium, did a ton of content on that, still doing more content on that, just posted our Q&A video last week. Before we get started, if you are looking to purchase any of the electric bikes, please consider using the link in the description. It's a free and easy way to help support the channel. Thank you for your support. We really appreciate that. We'll also have some other links down in the description as well. Our electric bike accessories list, top e-bike brands page, and finally, our electric bike discounts code page where we track all the deals on the electric bike brands that we follow. So links in the description. You just click the link, make your purchase, and it helps support us. So thank you. And I think with that, we should probably unbox this bike. You can probably see that the box is actually pretty small here. Definitely a smaller electric bike and different packaging than we see most often on electric bikes. And this bike only weighs 40 pounds, priced at $799. And I probably should bring up the specs. So it's actually been a few weeks since I kind of wrote our article on this. So I want to make sure I have all my facts straight. And the reason I do these reviews or these unboxings rather is I have to unbox them anyway. And I get a ton of comments. And in fact, we simply can't keep up with comments anymore. It's just too difficult to do so. And so this is a great way. If you have a burning question, you can post your question in the comments section in the chat box if you're watching this live, and I'll be happy to answer. It doesn't have to be about an electric bike. It can be about any of the bike brands that I feature, or if you have any thoughts about anything else you're considering. All right. Pedro says that this should take 10 minutes. I would agree. So like all of the electric e-bikes, this comes nearly fully assembled. And when I say nearly fully assembled, it's more assembled than other companies that say their bikes come nearly fully assembled because these bikes come folded. And I was just looking up the weight because I wanted to speak to that. And it's 46 pounds with the battery, and the battery is 7 pounds, which means you're getting at 39 pounds without the battery attached, which is really nice for people on the go, of course, because you can take that battery out and lift it into your vehicle. That's one of the awesome things about folding electric bikes. You don't need to buy an expensive bike rack that's rated for e-bikes. And we'll see if I can somewhat gracefully remove the bike. Any guesses on colors? I don't think you can tell from the box on the side it's marked, but they did add some different colors, and I went with the electric blue. I think it looks cooler. I also really think the Sandstorm, I think it's Sandstorm because they named it after the song, which is actually really funny. All right, we got the charger there. I'll unbox that. And it looks like the rest of this is just some extra packaging. All right. Pop open this charger. What is the best lock to lock up your bike? Good question, Majiko of Brian Holt. So it's tricky to say the best lock because it really depends on where you live. My general recommendation is sticking with the name brands. I really like Abus locks. I also really like the Kryptonite locks. I did an interview, I think it was last year, with someone from Kryptonite. We talked about all their locks. So if you have some time, we go pretty in depth on that, and you can watch that. If you want something that's really secure, what I recommend is the Kryptonite. I think it's the Evo. It's their chain lock that is one step below their New York City locks, and it's around $90 to $100. Now it is a chain lock, so it's heavy, but that would be what I would personally use if I lived in an area where theft is a little bit more of a concern, and then I'd pair that with an alarm and maybe an air tag as well. So that's what I'd go with. They also sell folding locks. Those are really handy because you can attach them to the bottle cage bosses depending on the electric bike. Hope that helps. Let me know if you have any follow-ups. I prefer this one over the premium as you can have his and hers. I'm assuming you're talking about the colors. Blue is the nicest color in my opinion. Yep, I totally agree. I'm looking to purchase the Himaway Zebra e-bike. Have you done a review of it yet? No, but I have been in contact with Himaway, and it sounds like we will be reviewing it. I asked for a step through. I actually haven't heard back recently from them, but we're working on that, trying to make that happen. So stay tuned. I do like the way it comes well packed. I got a 2.0 step through and love it. That's awesome to hear, Gail. I really like our Lectric XP 2.0. In fact, JT, who helps with the channel quite a bit, just took the Lectric XP 2.0 and the Rad Expand on a little vacation. So I'm curious to hear how that went, exploring a different city. I've already gotten XP 2.0, but I really want this to take on Amtrak trips. Awesome. That seems like a really good use case for this bike. Again, if you're looking to purchase any of these, free and easy way to support the channel, just check out the link in the description. All right, we have the D-Power charger, same one that I believe came on the XP 2.0, definitely on the X Premium. And by the way, if you're looking at the X Premium, while it does come with 2 batteries, it only comes with 1 charger, so you might want to purchase another charger. This is the standard 2-amp charger. And it looks like we get some information about the battery here. And we do have an owner's manual. And I highly recommend, especially if you're new to electric bikes, especially with the more well-known bikes or brands like Lectric, these tend to have some really good information. So highly recommend reading it, especially taking note of the battery recommendations, balancing your battery, winter storage, and like how to optimize the performance of it. So highly recommend that. Let's see if I can get the chat to update here on my phone. We'll have to load this back up. And in the meantime, one of the things I highly recommend when you're unboxing any electric bike is a pair of side snips. You can pick these up at like Harbor Freight for a few bucks. All right, let's see. For a first e-bike, do you recommend the Lite or the 2.0 XP? I think both bikes make great entry-level bikes. A lot of the comments that I had seen when I first covered the XP Lite were saying, oh, well, like by the time you buy everything for the XP Lite upgrading it, you might as well get the XP 2.0, which I think makes sense. But the use case for the Lite, I mean, it's in the name. It's a lighter electric bike. So if you value that, totally go with the XP Lite. I think this is a great entry-level bike. Well, spec-wise, obviously I haven't done my full review. So I think this is a good way to start. If you want suspension, slightly larger battery, you want wider tires, go with the 2.0. It has fenders, a rear rack. I mean, you almost can't beat it for the price. I think someone asked, I missed it earlier, the suspension forks on the Lite. I haven't heard of anyone adding a suspension fork to this bike. I guess it's possible. We'll see if anybody makes some aftermarket accessories for these. So yeah, all right, we'll keep going on this. Again, there shouldn't be too much to actually put together, just cutting a bunch of zip ties off. And then kind of unfolding it, I guess. I think this is also like a great bike for potentially like college students. I mean, it's not super expensive where if it were to get a little bit damaged, it's not as big of a deal. I mean, you can spend $700 on a non-electric bike. And I have a feeling just because of its portability, when we go on trips, because it's so narrow, like fitting in our van, it's going to be one that we'll bring with us as long as we don't need the extra range. So I feel like I was a little bit skeptical even when I first started getting into e-bikes of the folding ones, but I have quickly realized that the folding functionality is just so nice to have. So we're able to take like 3 electric bikes with us because we can put 2 bikes on the back of the car, on the bike rack, and then we can throw one in the trunk. All right. Got the handlebars here. Looks like they put a little piece of styrofoam at the end here where the battery is. Love that they come virtually fully assembled. One thing I didn't mention when someone was asking about first e-bikes, the XP 2.0 has gears, and that's something that we'll be talking a lot about when I do this review, just talking about how it performs and seeing how the 300 watt nominal, 720 watts peak motor performs on this, especially on our hill climb test. So be very interested in that. And one of the things I watched, obviously, a lot of the content surrounding the XP Lite, and one of the things that I heard Levi saying was, they really wanted to have like the cheapest 48 volt system, and then they also were talking about really wanting to get the weight down, which I think is really interesting. They're basically looked at the competition, and we're like, we just want to basically make a better bike that there's no real comparison, which I think is admirable, especially at this price point. And I think there's some people that were saying that it's too expensive, but it's an electric bike for $800 from a reputable brand that has really proven themselves out over the last few years. And when you think about it compared to, say, the Premium or the 2.0, there's just a lot less room for margin for them to make money on the bike. So there's kind of a floor, if you will, of how low they can go on the price and actually still make some profit on these bikes. Obviously, you still want the company to be around for some time in case you ever need extra parts or you need to get in touch with customer support. All right, just trying to see here. Got the handlebars. I think I can maybe unfold it now. We'll see. I can take all this. Seems like really well packaged. I'll check the comments again in just a minute. Just want to get some of this off. And the other cool thing that I like about this bike is they didn't skimp on the display. You get the same display that comes on the 2.0. Of course, on some affordable electric bikes, you don't even get an LCD display. So, I mean, of course, it's not going to feel like a premium electric bike. It's an entry-level electric bike, but I think, we'll see what I think in the full review, but I think for the price, you can't go wrong. Especially if you're just getting into e-bikes and you don't know how much you'll use it. It's a pretty low barrier. And if you are using it for instance, replacing car trips, just think about how fast it will pay for itself. All right, I'm going to install the handlebars here. Very easy. The thing you want to be aware of here is there's a minimum insertion line, and you want to make sure it's inserted at least past that line. And I'll take this opportunity to also say I am not a professional bike mechanic, so this isn't a tutorial. I really love the blue. It looks just as good in person as it did on their website. I mean, even the latch they're using seems very similar to the one on the XP 2.0. See if I can swing this around. All right, pedal is in the way here. Let's see. All right, and there's a lever over here, and obviously I'll do a better job of folding in my video and getting this all set up. There we go. Seemed like it was stuck. All right, now we're latched. Kickstand down. All right, check the comments here. Again, if you have any questions, happy to do my best. All right, here we go. I think actually my phone isn't updating with them, so let's see. If you need range, just get a second battery. That is a really good point, Dean. I can't remember the exact price of the extra batteries on these. I think it's a few $100. Maybe someone can chime in the comment section, or you can head over to their website and take a look. The other thing I think to keep in mind, if you're looking at the XP 2.0 and comparing it to, for instance, the X Premium, you can buy the XP 2.0 and then buy another battery and have that additional capacity if that's really what you're looking for, and it'll come in at a price cheaper than the X Premium. How much shorter is the Lite than the 2.0? I'd have to have them side by side and really measure. We'll probably do a comparison video. I'm just not sure when that will be live. It definitely looks shorter, but we also have the step-through version, so I'd really have to see them side by side. I think the reach is maybe a little bit shorter, so but the XP 2.0 is a very accessible bike as it is. Let's see. Dean says, and have a 48 volt system. It's 848 volt, which is great. Completely agree. The latches are high quality. I was surprised. Totally agree. $249 for that extra battery. So you can pick this up and have an extra battery, which is really handy. One thing to keep in mind is, I mean, it is slightly annoying sometimes to have to, basically fold the bike and remove the battery. That's just kind of the reality of these folding electric bikes with the battery located into the, top tube. I mean, there's only one here. Let's get the seat. I'm going to put the seat in its highest position because I always like to share. Wow, I'm actually surprised how high this goes. There's the minimum insertion line right there. I don't know how that looks on camera, but for taller riders, I don't know. We'll see. I'll try to step over this maybe and see what it feels like. Again, single speed. They do, they kind of have this guard over here by this motor, where the motor cable comes in. Again, you have an integrated front and rear light still, which is nice. And I believe this is the same seat that comes on the 2.0 and the Premium. I actually think it's a pretty decent seat. And if you are looking for a more comfortable seat, you can check out our electric bike accessories list, where we basically share the ones that I see people purchase the most. Looks like we have the 5-star brakes. I believe those are the same ones on the XP 2.0, if I'm not mistaken. And I was actually just trying to look around for the keys. Because I assume there's a keyhole right here, which there is. Unless I missed them. All right, there's a pre-ride safety checklist. Definitely look at this as well. Maybe someone who has unboxed their XP Lite remembers where the keys were found. I'm sure I'm just missing them here. And I'll go ahead and swing my leg over so you can get a sense of the height. Actually, that's pretty darn good. I'm 6 feet tall with a 32-inch inseam. You can see that And even on my tippy toes, my feet can't even hit flat on the ground in the minimum insertion point. So I have a feeling that I'm going to be pretty comfortable. It's just making yourself or making sure you're aware of kind of how the reach is depending on how big of a rider. And this step over height is actually pretty accessible as well when you're comparing it to some of the more regular framed size bikes. They still have a stand down here, I'm noticing, and they kind of have all this reinforcement here with the frame. And this one only comes in the high step. I actually really like the step through version of the XP 2.0. That's my personal favorite. And if they had this in a step through, that's what I would personally have bought. Looks like we have Zoom mechanical disc brakes here. That's a brand we've been seeing more and more on electric bikes. And I'm not sure, I've used the Zoom hydraulic brakes, but I don't think I've had any experience with the Zoom mechanical disc brakes. Battery can be charged both on and off the bike. And I think that's pretty much it. You got a kickstand down here as well. They kind of built this bracket down here. All right, let's see if anyone can point me to where the keys are. Keys are on the manual. Oh, did I miss it? I don't think they're in the box. Maybe they fell out in shipping. Let's take a look here. I do not see the keys. I don't think they're in the box. I'll obviously cut down the box and see, but I'm not seeing them zip tied anywhere. Could be that they fell out somewhere and I just didn't notice it, but I know there was a hole in the side of the box. Doesn't look like there's any damage, but let's go ahead and actually turn the bike on. Kind of curious. Ooh, and I wonder if it looks like it is it is on. Let's see, not getting powered just yet. I think the battery is locked into place here because there is a pin mechanism. But yeah, I do not see the keys hanging out anywhere here. Maybe the battery needs to be charged up. Maybe I'll go ahead and actually remove the battery in case anyone wants to see it. Or actually, yeah, no, I'm not going to be able to because that pin is there. All right. Well, I guess that pretty much sums it up. I'll stick around here for a few more minutes if you have any more questions about the bike. But I'll be looking for some keys, it sounds like. Checking the box and making sure that I didn't miss them anywhere. Yeah, you need keys to turn on the battery. That's right, because the battery has to be on the on position because they hang from the bottom of the bike. So I think I might be out of luck at least to turn it on. Usually companies will zip tie them to the front here. And I'm sure right after this I'll see them. All right, I'll give everyone just one more minute. Again, a link in the description will be to Lectric's website if you're looking to buy one. And if I can find the keys and I can get the bike turned on, I'll be trying to get this review out as soon as possible, hopefully by the end of this week. We'll see. I'll definitely do my best. We've got a few more reviews coming up that I want to get to. And someone commented on the blue that it's It's really blue, and I completely agree. That elevated. Oh, does the manual say where the keys are? Yeah, we'll check the manual. That's a good idea. That elevated stay design will allow for a belt drive. I would love to see someone um, do that, convert it to a belt drive. All right, let's see. Setting up your bike, folding and unfolding. Two battery keys. It says what's in the box, serial number, frame to unfold, pedals, adjust the seat height. I don't know if they have anything. Again, I'm trying to scan this quickly, so. It says 2 keys would be in the box, but I'm not seeing anything in here. I have to imagine they're around here somewhere. It just says, before removing the packaging material from your bicycle, remove all items from the box and make sure you have the following: the bike, the charger, the manuals, and the battery keys. All right, I'm going to check the main box one more time just to make sure. All right, I'm not seeing any keys. All right, thanks everyone for watching and joining me, and I hope I helped you a little bit. And again, links in the description to Lectric's website. We'll see you soon for a bunch of reviews. Got a few folding bikes. This one. We got the Aventon Cinch to review. We got the Defender S dual motor electric bike. And gosh, we have a few more. We have the dual motor e-bike escape mobile and Side Rusher bike. We have a bunch of bikes in the works. And you can kind of see a full list if you join our mailing list over on our website, ebikeescape.com. We'll be sending out a newsletter likely tomorrow morning, kind of share some of the news, the deals going on with electric bikes. Dean says, I just put mine together. The keys were attached to something, but I cannot remember. They were not floating freely. All right, I'll take a closer look. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks so much for your support. We're about to cross 13,000 subscribers, so we really appreciate all the support, and many more e-bike reviews coming soon. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.